Now, this one we're going to be talking about is a little bit of a chicken before the egg. There's a lot of people that have been kind of critical of this one and its design and its backpack and everything, but there's a lot more going on here than people realize, because I have a feeling that this mold we're looking at here today was not originally conceived or intended to be this character, or alternatively, it's one of those cases where it's a mold and it's got to shoulder a whole bunch of different characters, and that's why the final product looks the way it looks. Let's talk about Transformers Legacy Wave 2 Deluxe Class Elita-One. Now, this was a big one from Hasbro Pulse because a lot of people were going, how is this going to look? Is this going to be super show accurate? Is this going to be something that's going to be a good replacement for the difficulty of picking up the Netflix version that was a Walmart exclusive and had a limited run based off of the Netflix series? Is it going to aesthetically be pleasing? Is this going to be better than my Voyager Power of the Primes version that I have? I feel, looking at this, that the story of Elita-One and her best toy is still yet to be told. I think that this is a journey, and we're not there yet. This is still another part of that journey. That's not to say that this isn't a great toy, but we're going to get into what's really going on here at the end of the day. Now, this Elita-One was designed by Ataku-san, along with Mark from Hasbro, and when they were putting this together, there was this debate of, should they use this to be a dune buggy? What alt mode should they go with for this kind of tooling? All of that in the end was finalized with what we have here today, which was an interpretation of Elita-One's design. Look at the old animation model. It's not exactly the same thing of it. There is kind of cues of it, like her faux head sculpt peeking out of the top of the vehicle mode, which is actually a removable piece, her roof antenna, if you will, that could then be mounted with all the other Energon weapons. But speaking of Energon weapons, she does come with two clear weapons, very reminiscent of, let's say, RC from the Generations kind of thing, and some of her old molds too, using clear weapons again in this case where some weren't using clear weapons. And then compound with the fact that the gun is actually based on one of her old gun designs from the TV show, just more turned into a rifle, less so a gun this time around. So at least the sculpting there is very Elita-One. But what's really going on here is what she's going to be tooled into later, and what is baked in that we could see from the designs. We knew that Walgreens is going to be getting a Legacy Minerva Deluxe Class. And through the Transformers IDW comic, Wreckers and Circuit, we saw Minerva in the comic book, and this mold here is the Minerva mold. Straight up, the shoulders, the chest, everything going on, even the smaller robot shoulders. And obviously this is going to be retooled into Minerva. There'll be different kinds of aesthetics and tools here, but that removable little antenna that's Elita-One's head, that's going to be the light bar for the ambulance mode, and when they retool everything into it to make that mode. So keep in mind that what you're looking at here is called Elita-One, but the true destiny for this mold is going to be for the IDW interpretation of Minerva from Master Force. So that's what you need to really take away from this. And even the gun, because she has one gun that's molded after her Generation 1 interpretation of Elita-One, the other gun is molded after that Nightbeat Minerva mold. So everything is already kind of evident there from the beginning. And Mark went out of his way to not say it, but hey, you could actually display the shoulders differently for Elita-One here. You could give her more of a backpack. And I think that's him trying to say, for your Elita-One, this is how you should probably display her, because when you get Minerva, you're going to want it with the wheels up to be comic book accurate. So keep that in mind. I'm going to include some line art from the IDW comic of Minerva, and you're going to see straight up the shoulders, the interior shoulders, the fine details, the veneering. It's her. And that removable top piece of the vehicle mode, it's for a light bar. That's what it's going to be. A lot of people haven't been talking about it, but that was the first thing that clicked into my mind when this reveal hit us today. But otherwise, I think it's fine for people. I think it's still a really good attempt at the character. I just think that we're not there yet. I think we're going to get another Elita-One, maybe in 2 to 5 years, and it's going to be even more accurate to the Fluoro-Deary animation model and that alt mode. I just think we're not there yet, and this toy is shouldering something else and has to share. Much like how the Netflix one shared a mold with RC and has the good and bad that comes with it too. Is the Netflix one better, or is this one better? That's really a personal choice. That's really a personal choice. I like the head sculpt more on this one, the Legacy one, but I like the Netflix one, the body overall, better because it's still more of that Fluoro-Deary kind of romanticized aesthetic. So it's kind of a balance here, unfortunately. And we don't have perfection just yet. But what we're looking at here is not so much an Elita-One mold, but a soon-to-be IDW Minerva mold. And that's what you really need to take away from this more than anything else. And it still looks great. Still looks great. I like the pinks. The pinks look great, and the deep reds and the whites. I think she looks fantastic. And a funny thing to note with her is so far of everything revealed today, and they even showed a little image, she is the only Autobot against a sea of Decepticons and Predacons. In fact, when you actually look across the entire Wave 2 from the stuff that wasn't revealed today, because there was a lot of stuff that also was part of Wave 2 that wasn't showed to us at all yet, because we have a core class Megatron that's going to be coming, which they didn't show us. And then we have a package refresh Optimus Prime. So it's technically going to be Minerva and her little core class boyfriend Optimus Prime against a sea of Decepticons and Predacons. Knockout, Tarantulas, Wild Rider, a repack Soundwave that we're going to get into, a certain G2 Big Bot that we're going to get into. Of course, Motor Master with his giant playset. They are outnumbered, but the power of love will get them through, I guess. Either way, guys, let me know what you think about this. Again, reminder, pre-orders are going up. As of this recording right now, they're going live for the premium Hasbro Pulse members. From what I've heard, stuff has already been selling out right away for the premium members. They also keep a allocation of stock aside for the non-premium members. So just to give you an idea, if the premium guys are going crazy and buying out stuff, you better be there refreshing at 2 o'clock sharp Eastern Standard Time to get these. Pretty hype stuff otherwise, but again, at the end of the day, this is a Minerva mold. And if you want to get the best version of this mold, I think you're going to have to wait for a Walgreens exclusive that's going to be coming in the near future. We still got more to talk about. I'll talk to you again really soon.